G'day, boys.
Gents.
Hello.
Welcome to the first episode of the Motorsport Republica podcast.
Let's go.
Keen as.
So, Motorsport Republica podcast and apparel coming.
Yeah.
Watch this space.
G me out.
Yeah, very
G me
exciting.
out.
Very
So-
exciting. Big weekend.
Yeah.
1000 Grand Prix.
Massive.
LeMans.
LeMans. They know how to do it right.
Yeah.
Tightrope walkers.
Yeah, it was awesome, wasn't it?
Something
Good
different for
racing.
sure.
Such a daunting thing to do, isn't it? Just so random.
It is. It was so random and probably distracting if you're a rider lining up on the grid.
It even took the commentators by surprise. It was interesting.
It was very very kind of. It was very cool. I
Yeah.
must admit.
Yeah.
It was different.
Different for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not my cup of tea. That's definitely it.
I just
eh?
wouldn't do it in the first place.
No,
like,
no
stuff
way.
that.
Imagine one of them fell on a bike. You'd be
I'd be
spewing.
more sad about the bike being broken.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
than the
Can't
rider.
start the race.
But yeah, full of drama, which is what we want. And MotoGP is just full of that.
Pinnacle.
Yeah, the main one was Pecco and Mighty Mav having a bit of a tussle on the
Ding,
sand track.
ding, ding. I'm all for it.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, it was so good to
We
see.
haven't seen it in a while, and it was good to see.
And it's crazy because it was just a racing incident, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Mighty Mav going over to Pecco while he was still down, and we didn't know if he was hurt, yet. Whacks him over the head. And then Pecco goes back at him,
Yeah.
kind of fairly,
Oh, absolutely.
I think we all would have done the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
While you're
Especially-
down,
Yeah, you don't kick them out while they're down.
No.
That's just wrong.
Yeah.
and he's leading the World Championship.
By a
So-
point.
Yeah, now by a point, yeah.
Should be what? 40, 50 odd?
Yeah.
Wow.
More
Yeah.
if you had a one the other night.
So it was very entertaining though.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. It was good. It was definitely a racing incident.
Yeah.
You'd probably blame it a little bit more on Pecco, to be honest. He could have left, held his line, stayed
Yeah.
back a little
Yeah.
bit and waited for the next opportunity.
It was kind of interesting that they kind of didn't see each other. They're normally so vigilant and can be so, have that tight racing, but
I think that's such a blind spot because when you're turning left into the corner, helmet's over here looking at the apex.
yeah, you're looking through.
and you're drifting out to the outside, and that's where Pecco was
Yeah,
sitting.
exactly.
Like, what did Pecco think where he's going to pass on the outside of that corner? There's no way he would have.
No, that's right. That's why I'm putting it down on him.
Yeah.
Maverick, could have ran the tighter line, but I think it's more Pecco.
Yeah.
Could have just waited, taken his opportunity. It looked like Maverick was going to run wide anyway.
Yeah.
So just wait, pounce on it then.
Yeah.
Go for it then. And we've seen with Jorge Martin and Marc Marquez how that sort of sequence of riding should be carried out.
100%.
It was so much cleaner.
Yep.
And I think they left their little spat out on the track.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm.
And pretty scary as well for Maverick. He had to bail off that bike with not a lot of runoff, going straight into that wall as well.
Scary.
Man,
Yeah.
that was scary.
It's very little runoff in that
yeah,
corner,
it's
isn't it?
tiny amount of runoff.
Yeah.
There's not many tracks that kind of like that anymore. Like
No.
a lot of them have big sand
Yeah.
traps now. Suzuka famously, that fast right-hander in the back section of that circuit is remember Colin Edwards was saying just after that tight hairpin and you turn right kind of up the hill.
It's
Colin
a
Edwards-
scary corner, that.
Yeah, Colin Edwards
Yeah.
would say you can't crash there. Like it's over if you crash there.
Yeah, it's only probably 5 or 10 meters of
it's
runoff.
nothing.
Tiny.
It's amazing they're still even racing. Well, they still do Suzuka 8 hours and stuff there as well.
That's...
But that is a hairy track.
Have they got those barriers with it's like the soft touch?
Yeah, like
Yeah,
the
they
inflatable barriers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a big innovation, I reckon.
Yeah, that is cool. I know as soon as someone crashes into them and deflates one, they almost have to red flag. I think,
Yeah, you've got to replace it.
Yeah, they
Yep.
got to replace
Replace
it.
the barrier. Yeah.
But they only put them at very short runoff places, it seems.
I assume
Yeah.
so. Yeah, but that's just one little place where it is a short runoff.
Yeah, definitely.
Pretty scary, man. But it was
Yeah.
good to see him make up on a scooter. It was kind of funny that they both took the same scooter on the way back to the pits.
Yeah.
It was nice. They shook hands,
Yeah,
kissed and made up.
that's
Yeah.
good.
And then they went to race direction afterwards with the team bosses. So it all seemed pretty okay there. They all looked all right. And
Yeah.
Pecco was a bit ginger. He was walking a bit, how you going? But otherwise, I think nothing's come out for penalties or
Yeah.
sanctions and stuff.
And if they both agree on it, I think that's how it should be.
I think so. Look,
Yeah.
there might be a fine
Yeah.
from the sort of theatrical standpoint of, it's not a good look
Nah.
to see that in person. But look, to be honest, I'm here for it.
Oh yeah.
I like it.
Oh yeah, we love it. We love it.
But another scary one was Marini and Alex Marquez. Like, amazing save.
So scary.
Great save by Marini, but wrong place, wrong time, Alex Marquez.
know.
Another racing incident.
If you rewatch that footage, Alex Marquez on the floor was close to getting hit.
Martin, right past him.
Yeah.
Very, very scary.
Yeah.
Especially in full speed.
And you saw him getting him up,
Unbelievable.
scattering to the outside of the track. It was a scary moment.
That's so
That-
scary.
yeah.
Imagine facing
Yeah.
oncoming, like basically traffic stuff. That
You couldn't
No.
imagine it. Like,
no, I literally couldn't.
Yeah, God knows what was going through his mind.
Yeah.
But that was very similar to a Portimao, one of the Moto3 boys, up over the hill. I think it was.
Yeah.
Came off and
Yeah.
imagine that. That's
Yes.
blind.
Yep.
At least through the chicane, you can see what's going on ahead and try your best to avoid it.
There's quite a few different incidents over the years. I was actually, after watching the big Moto 2 crash that happened as well on the weekend, I was going back through crashes. I was showing Hannah the 2020 crash of Inia Bastianini crashing. I think it was out of the first turn, and one of the guys hitting their bike like just blindly and just going over the handlebars at 200 something k's an hour. Like, it is nuts when the bike is still just, second lap, whatever it is, laying on the circuit. Like, it's such a high
scary.
chance of being.
Some scary crashes, especially when bikes. That incident in Austria in COVID where Rossi nearly got hit.
Oh, that was the same weekend.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Yeah, and like that's what they had to change that first turn in Austria. Oh, that second turn.
Yeah,
sorry,
for that chicane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
Just like
sucks.
that.
It
but-
does suck.
But we've seen a good move from Quartararo there. Was it last
Yeah.
year?
Yeah.
Amazing move.
And it was so close that Maverick Vinales instinctively just went like that and put his arms up to cover himself.
Yeah,
And not just try and ride out of it. Like, that's how close it was to death on realistically both of them.
But how's the mindset to get straight back on the bike and race?
oh, they're nuts.
That's
they're
just
crazy.
And straight back on the power. All
No.
back on the power going down that
Yeah.
straight. I remember Rossi, camera pan on Rossi was like white as a ghost.
Oh, yeah.
Like he just, saw a ghost.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
terrifying. Stuff that.
No way.
But-
Not for me.
Credit to Marini, though, for picking that bike up with his elbow, very Marquez-esque, and, trying to save it.
There was a lot of good saves, actually. Canet had a really good one coming onto the straight.
Like that, yeah.
And it was funny because it mimicked one from 3 years ago in the same spot.
Yeah.
But that triumph was just bucking everywhere.
Yeah.
Awesome save.
Yeah.
Awesome save. And then Barry Baltus had a really nice one.
Yeah.
On the power with the front wheel lifting. And Vietti, who's now sort of become prone to saving the bike, similar to Marquez. On the floor, just picks up the elbow. So
It's almost a new skill that these riders have to learn, and I think probably Marquez is the one that paved the way with
for
it.
sure.
His thing every weekend was come out Friday practice, find the limit. It was either crash.
Yep.
It was normally crash, and then he would know where that limit is, and then on Sunday race day or practice still, he would still do one of those crazy saves and basically save it. He would basically crash and then pick it back up, and away you go.
that was unbelievable to see. But it was also good to see Arenas, Canet, and Gonzalez walk away from that big crash you were talking about. That was very, very scary.
That I thought they would red flag that crash earlier because
They let him go around the whole.
standard Dorna. It was
insane.
it was nuts because they still had the medics out, and I was genuinely worried for someone in that crash because it looked pretty hairy. It's always good to see a big crash, but you don't.
I
Want to
remember
see
being at Phillip Island last year. I think it was Moto 3, and there was a crash just before Siberia after Miller Corner.
Yeah.
And then we saw the bike still on the track.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think someone broke his leg.
Yeah.
Who was that? It was a Moto 2 rider
Yeah.
that broke his leg, and they
They
didn't even red. I don't think they red
No,
flagged.
they
it.
got all the way nearly to there, and I think I think it was just double yellows or
Yeah,
yellow
they didn't
flag.
red flag that race.
Yeah, and they put him on a stretcher and then took him up. We saw him on the
Yeah.
actual circuit,
Yeah.
and we're like, why isn't it getting red flags? So,
Yeah, there was a big protest about that from the riders. It was crazy.
Yeah, they're hit and miss.
Well, the thing is, some weekends like Jerez, I mean, there was 2 red flags. In the it's a red flag in the sprint race, red flag in the main race for the MotoGP boys. So, yeah. But yeah, Moto 3, Holgado getting the win.
Yeah, he's looking like a threat.
Yeah.
He's a serious talent, Danny Holgado.
Yeah. He's doing really, really well.
Yeah.
I like the way Ortola rode as well.
Yeah.
Really, really smooth. He should be really happy with his weekend. Those 2 wins that he had weren't out of the blue.
Yeah.
I guess it's safe to say now.
Yeah,
I think he finished 4th. Give it another lap, probably would have been on the podium. So
showing consistency.
very, very good from him. very surprised. But it was strange. Like Sasaki had a couple opportunities to take Danny Holgado and just don't know. Just didn't really go for it.
I think he just wanted the points.
Yeah, probably playing it safe. It's a long game.
Which is doing an Iagura and throwing the championship away like last
I was going to say
year.
it's very unusual for Moto3 boys to be that level-headed, to be honest.
Yeah.
Especially the Japanese.
Yeah, I know. They're normally either high-siding or taking someone out.
Yeah.
Taka.
Or Taka.
He's shocking.
Did he snag a point in the weekend?
He did. He was the highest finishing Honda. Only finishing
Was he
Honda.
actually?
He was.
Wow.
You know, Honda is in serious crisis with Takaki Nakagami. He's the only one scoring points.
Oh, poor Taka. Nah, he was the only one that finished. So Mia's just having a
all
nightmare.
the other, they all had low front end washouts, didn't they? All three of them.
Yeah. Alex Spins unfortunately crashed again.
Oh,
he crashed again. Yeah,
he did. Yeah, it was gonna happen anyway.
Yeah,
that's.
We'll be saying that every week on the podcast. So.
Yeah. Death, taxes, and Rins crashing.
I know.
All given.
Yeah, I know. And I love Alex Rins, but
yeah, I know.
Frustrating.
It was a shame. Marquez dropping out as well. Really good battle with Martin, like we said earlier.
Yeah.
But just found the limit.
Yeah.
Strange tyre choice.
Yeah.
The hard was just odd.
Yeah.
A lot of the boys said that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But how's the win from Bez?
Amazing.
He's looking really good, and we were talking about at the start of the year. We were saying that we weren't surprised. We wouldn't be surprised if Bezzecchi comes out and wins a few races, and bang, he's won 2 already.
Yeah.
And look at he still had his a few days where he's either crashed or but people forget that he's only in his second year, Marco Bezzecchi.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I reckon he's 100% a future world champ. And hopefully, for the entertainment factor, causes a bit of a rift in the VR46 Academy boys. 2 Italians that not like each other. Remember seeing Biaggi and Rossi back in the day, which was
plenty of that.
Amazing. It was always fun to watch. And I think Rossi's still come out and said it's going to be hard to manage, especially if it comes, if we're going into Philippines, Sepang, and those, later rounds, and it's a 1 point in it like it is now, then it's going to be very intense.
Oh, absolutely. And I think I'd almost give the edge to Bez.
Yeah, right.
I know. I like Pecco a lot, but 2 hit and miss, I think. Sometimes he's amazing under the pressure. We've seen in Aragon for his first race win. What was it? Something ridiculous like Marquez attempted 7 overtakes or whatever. But, held his own there. But last year in Le Mans, Bastianini took him, cooked the goose a couple corners later running wide, tried to fight back again and lost the front. So
I reckon Bezzecchi's definitely got that killer instinct in him. You can see he really goes for that pass, and he's already won 2 races because of it. And I think maybe even more than Pecco and a lot of other riders.
Yeah, I think similar to a Martin. We've seen it in his first year. Yeah. It's a shame through his injury, and it was awesome to see him break that mental block and get that sprint win and finish second in the race yesterday.
I think Pecco at Jerez, though, that calculated win for me was just unbelievable. Building from the first practice, was outside the top 10, and then building up to race win was just an amazing weekend. So, and Bezzecchi didn't have a great weekend.
No.
It's going to be up and down all year.
The season's so long.
Yeah. With these sprint races, there's so many points available now.
That's the thing. Yeah. It's anyone's game.
You're never going to be out of it.
But it was almost shaping up this week for Pecco to do the exact same thing.
Yep.
Just build. It looked like he was just conserving his tyres a little bit, and then he was going to hit it real hard towards the end of the race.
Do we think that Pecco... I personally think Pecco would have won the race if he didn't come off.
I think it would have been him or Maverick, to be honest. Maverick was quick.
Yeah, right.
Before everything happened, I think he might have set the fastest lap.
Yeah.
Or a lap before he set the fastest lap. He was flying.
Yeah. Now, it's a great point. I actually haven't thought of that yet, so definitely.
He surely shouldn't be too far away from a win, Maverick Vinales.
I think the Vinales is closer than Espargaro for a win, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Espargaro's done his dash last year. He's
talking retirement, isn't he?
I haven't seen that.
Yeah.
Be interesting to see if that seat opens up.
Yeah, that's for
He's been around for a long time, 300 starts,
Yeah, so. He's had a great, still a solid career, but I think Maverick Vinales is closer to a win for sure. I think Alesia's done his dash. He had a crack last year. I don't even think he ended up finishing the top 3 though in the championship last year. I think he was 4th just.
Yeah, I think Bastianini
pipped him at the line.
Yeah.
Which is pretty full on.
That's going to be another whole thing when Bastianini comes back in because he'll be fast.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Well, there was already tension by the sounds of it between the Ducati box. It wasn't like Pecco and Jack where it was such a good, great relationship.
Yeah, that was awesome.
2 Italians that don't like each other or rivals is
the best.
It is the best. They're so emotional.
Or a Spanish and an Italian.
Yeah.
It makes it the best. Because an Aussie's always just going to either whinge or make friends.
Yeah.
Going through history.
Well, you're 100% right. We've seen it, say, Webber and Vettel.
Yeah.
And then look at Danny Rick and whoever he's teammates with.
Well, he's always been,
He's always been the life of the party.
Yeah.
Same as Stoner. He was a bit of a sourpuss.
Yeah.
And look at Jack, and everyone loves Jack.
Yeah.
So, hit the nail on the head there, Tom.
Mm.
That's, one way or the other, I think, as well.
Yeah, definitely.
But,
it was good to see Marquez. Obviously, I'm a massive Marquez fan, so I'm going to bring him up. Go on, Tommy. Actually ride almost a full race again and be competitive on a very non-competitive bike.
Did he look stuffed after the race?
Yeah,
he looked gassed.
He was gassed. He said he was just happy to be racing again and know he can be fast, which I guess proves that Honda is just still made for him. Yeah, and he's riding on the limit constantly.
Do you think we'll see anything from Yamaha this year? They just seem to be going bad to worse.
Yeah, they're struggling. I think they got too much pride to take that leap of faith and update their engine. I think they just got to bite the bullet, get with the times.
Yeah.
Throw the V4 in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's going to be, has to be the answer.
They're just backpedaling.
Well, I know Quartararo said if nothing changes, he's looking at other options, which means
he's come out and said
options.
that.
Yeah. So, and I don't blame him.
Yeah.
I know Dan made the point before that Aprilia would suit his riding style, which I 100% agree.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, if he was to go on the move, and if, like you said, Aleix is looking at retirement, and I know who I'd be chasing. Because they need that. I think they need that sort of proven rider. Exactly. Yeah, good point.
Definitely see a Quartararo replacing Espargaro at Aprilia. That would be awesome.
Yeah, I think that contract will be broken and it'll open up a factory.
Quartararo still got next year though, doesn't he? I think he signed a 2-year deal.
Yeah, 24.
Fuck, that's a long time.
And Morbidelli somehow got another contract, didn't he? He signed a 2-year deal as well, didn't he?
He's
to
finishing
23.
End of this year.
Yeah.
So
because they would have got rid of him.
He's almost all but gone.
Is he Superbike bound?
That's a good question.
I don't think so. Yep. I think he'll still have a crack. He's a race winner at the end of the day, and he finished second in the championship.
Did
Gia, I think Gia's gone.
Yeah, he's on a good bike.
My opinion, with Rossi being announced as Yamaha's brand ambassador, you would think that the VR46 team will then become Yamaha. Yeah. Especially if the head honchos over at Dorna don't want too many Ducatis.
You're exactly right. That's what would make sense, to be
honest. Yeah. You'd see someone like maybe a Marini staying on that bike and Morbidelli joining him.
Yeah, it'd be a shame if you saw Bezzecchi go to a Yamaha.
I think you'd find Bezzecchi would even push for that Aprilia seat, potentially.
Yeah, wow.
Or if Zarco's on the move, becoming maybe Ducati's test rider.
Open a spot at Pramac.
Well, isn't it?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. And on the factory bike as well.
Yeah. Less pressure.
Yeah.
Being on a satellite bike. And anyone can win. You're on the same package.
Yeah, still on the same bike, just different colours.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, you definitely can win a world championship on a satellite bike or a
100%.
Yeah.
100%. I don't think the big bosses would like it too much.
No.
But it's reality now.
It'd be interesting to see how they would react if someone like Jorge Martin, just say this year, or Bezzecchi was fighting, maybe more Bezzecchi fighting for the title against Pecco. Would they give those upgrades to, Pecco instead, just for their pride of Ducati? Like, how would that play out? Because at the moment, it's 1 point of difference and we don't know who's going to win the title. And it's looking to be slowly but surely a 2-horse race as well. Like, it's a long season, but Bezzecchi and Pecco look to be the standouts.
Yeah, it's a great point you make, because there's got to be some different things they'll be trying, and do they give them to all 4 bikes? Do they give them to 1 bike, 2 bikes?
6 bikes, VR46 in there as well.
Yeah.
That's
They are on
one.
last year's bike, though, aren't they? VR46, which is still a weapon of a bike.
A championship bike anyway.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how that unfolds if it were to. But silly season will probably kick off in Mugello, so
It always
there'll be
does.
plenty of rumours
Yeah.
spreading around. It'll be interesting to see who's picked to come up from Moto 2.
Well,
if
does
anyone.
Pedro Acosta go up?
Well, you would think so.
Do you
Very
see-
uncharacteristic ride from him, though, on the weekend.
Yeah.
Dropping that bike out of second place.
He just got broken, I reckon.
Yeah, Arbolino.
Yeah. He's looking good.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a really good battle this year.
I hope so.
He's a race ahead. Will this prove costly to Acosta come the end of the season?
God, I was finding myself yelling at the TV when they're trying to get Sam Lowe's bike out, getting fixed.
I
how
know.
good
Oh, it
was that, though?
Oh, amazing. But like 3 seconds, 4 seconds. Like, I was like, get on the
God.
bike, get on the bike.
And he was
got
still
there.
like all wheeling it out, and someone was
Yeah.
still nipping something up
Yeah.
or whatever. It was
It's cool. I love that kind of stuff. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
the best.
And that's credit to Arbolino's team as well, because they actually jumped in Lowe's box and helped put that
No.
bike back together.
Yeah, right. That's
so
cool.
that's awesome from Mark VDS. But
Yeah.
they've always been such a tight team.
Great
Yeah.
team. Yeah, great team.
Super successful.
Yeah.
But he did well, Lowe's. Stuck it on pole. New lap
Where did he
record.
finish in the end?
I think around that 14th to 16th mark,
Yeah.
because he had to start from the pits and
Yeah, it's always hard.
a couple of little things. But hopefully he's found a bit of form now.
He's getting a bit older as well, Sam Lowe's,
Yeah.
but still fast.
Yeah.
He's still
Yep.
finding form.
So it'll be interesting. Hopefully he does well in Mugello as well.
Mm.
It'll be nice for him to continue that form, because he's had a pretty bad run. Similar to Miguel.
Yeah.
Copping injuries and all that kind of jazz. So
It's a big round coming up. Tony Arbolino for Mugello, and then you got all the Ducatis, Pecco, Bezzecchi. And the thing with Mugello, it's actually been interesting. After Rossi's retiring, I remember last year was pretty underwhelming, that crowd.
yeah, it was, wasn't it? You really feel the absence.
Yeah, you could really feel it. So,
But it's
which
funny,
is still, I still reckon surprising. Like, I thought, people would still come out, but maybe they just need to find their new hero. But
You got 3 top Italian riders, like Pecco, Bastianini, and Bezzecchi. I mean, it's amazing. You needed probably one of them to come out and have the orange hair or yellow hair and be a bit out there.
well, they're not really, to be honest.
They're all very level-headed, seem guys, seem to think.
Yeah, I think
sort of thing.
Bastianini, I think's that next big superstar. I
Me too.
remember walking through the pits at
Yeah.
Phillip Island with you and
Yeah.
Bastianini, and he was on the Grassini at that stage. He had like the aura. Of
He had the
being-
look.
Yeah,
Had the
that
look.
being
Yeah.
that superstar.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I
Because
reckon.
Pecco doesn't have the look.
Nah, he's got the speed, obviously, but something about Bastianini, I think everyone kind of gravitates to.
He looks like a pizza maker out of Rome or something. Flipping the pizza.
I thought you were talking about Daniel. There.
Same.
No, he's from Sicily, maybe
Yeah.
different.
Not quite. I think I'm a few kilos heavier than a few of those boys, so they're making the pizzas, I'm eating them. So that's why they're on the bikes and I'm talking about them.
That's right.
But yeah, look, the beast is one to watch for sure.
And interesting, he's not really in that VR46 Academy. He turned it down.
Yeah,
I don't know his reasonings behind that, but it's
I think it might have been a bit of sponsorship stuff
Yeah,
with
okay.
Red Bull,
yeah, right.
because I know I think De Gea as well got approached. And correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, I know a lot of it's got to do with the Red Bull side of things.
Yeah, no shit. There you go.
That's why you don't see Arbolino in there and all that kind of stuff. All those boys are monster backed.
Interesting.
So
You'd want to be part of that crew, though, wouldn't you?
Oh yeah.
Like that VR46 crew.
that'd be awesome.
Who was the fella that Romano Finati? He got kicked out of it.
Oh, yeah.
For pulling
Pulling old mate's brake lever.
Yeah.
That was full on.
Was he kicked out of it, was he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
After San
He
Marino.
lost his ride, kicked out, banned for
He was-
6 months?
He
No,
was.
a bit more than that, wasn't
A
it?
year, maybe?
He was, the next big thing. He was racing for VR46 and Moto3, taken up against Jack Miller when he was
Yeah.
in Moto3.
Yeah.
And he was a hothead then, and then he went to Moto2, and he pulled old mate's brake lever.
Yeah.
Who
on
was
the-
old mate? Has he done anything?
I can't remember. I can't even remember who it was, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The clip was on not long ago, actually. I've seen it.
But that was super dangerous, man.
Ah,
I wouldn't even have the skill to do that if I was riding at full speed.
No, he's passing him as well,
I
isn't he?
know. That's such a crazy thing to do, but and it's cost him. Like, he was in the prime seat. He was in the VR46 Academy.
Yeah, he's
he had
unbelievable.
everything.
He was the man.
He was the man.
He was
He was the next big thing.
Yeah.
You know,
Imagine him in MotoGP right now. That'd be cool.
he'd be just a fucking new Taka Nakagami, just
Just dive bombing.
dive bombing
You
everyone.
mean Marquez?
Oh, don't you dare say that. Don't you dare say
Dive
that.
bomb king.
Well, he got a bit of taste of his own medicine. Bezecchi
Yeah, he
pushed
did.
him white.
Yeah, he did.
That was awesome to see.
I
I
liked
love
it.
that.
But you know what? I'm all about rubbing as racing. I know you're all a bit scared of it, but
I'm worried about the aero chopping off and then your race is finished.
that's
yeah.
true. That is true.
That's the
a
problem.
pain in
That
the
is the
ass.
problem with the aero, though. In all jokes aside,
But rubbing as racing, I think it's great. You know,
I'm here
Yeah.
for it. I like
it's
it.
so entertaining. You know, and I love a rivalry when riders don't like each other.
Yeah.
what was worse, Alex Marquez's move or Bezecchi's move?
Nah, Alex Marquez was dumb.
Yeah,
At the start of the
At the
race.
start.
he had
that was
no,
irresponsible
No
riding.
chance of stopping the bike.
No.
I don't think he deserved that penalty. I just think it's just first. fucking
Nah,
lap
that
shenanigans.
it was the 6th corner. Like, you have a chance to size things up by then.
I think
you
it's a
can't
very
use the
similar
excuse of the first corner.
incident than Quartararo in Oliveira at Jerez as well, as we spoke about
Yeah.
the other day. It's like you just needed to pull the brake, turn the bike in. You don't have to do some crazy move.
Exactly.
Don't go into a gap that's going to close.
You got another 26 laps.
Similar thing with Pecco. He went to a gap that was going to close.
Yeah.
I think as well they are a bit nervous though because of the front tyre temp and the front tyre pressure.
Massive.
That they want to get through quick.
Because you could see how hard Miller was pushing to get
Yeah.
but he cooked his tyres anyway. So
And I
Yeah.
think that's why
Yeah.
they make those mistakes is because they don't want to cook their front.
But it
tyre.
goes back to this aero new generation of MotoGP bikes. That
too much aero.
It is affecting racing now. Like,
Yeah.
we don't care if they're going to go a minute 30 or a minute 35 around the track. It's still awesome
Yeah,
to
it's
watch.
still racing.
Like, as watching on TV, you don't even notice that.
Nah, not really.
So-
nah.
If it's going to slow them down by 5 seconds, I don't think it's going to affect anything.
And it wouldn't even affect it that much, the aero. But and their bikes look better.
Oh, they
Yeah.
look heaps better without the
You
aero.
know, I liked it when Ducati first brought the wings in. I thought it was a bee's knees, which is so crazy that the Italians are the innovative ones. It's always the Japanese. Italians are normally just fucking sitting lattes and, you know, making pizzas or whatever.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Campari spritzers by the beach.
If you're listening to that, Campari.
Yeah. Sort us out a bottle.
Shout out to all our Italian fans.
Yeah.
All my cousins.
Which part of Italy is the family from?
Dad's from a little town, I think, just outside Rome called Taranto.
Okay.
And mum's from Calabria.
Calabria.
Yeah, so...
By the way,
Hot-headed.
Yeah, that's on record now. I'm going to get so told off for that too. My old man's going to crack it.
going into his house, it is like going into Little Italy. There's people walking in and out all the time.
Oh,
It's a revolving door.
And the coffee, though, is your old man can make a very, very good coffee.
He'll love that plug too.
Oh,
He'll
yeah.
send this podcast to all of his mates now. Tune in at 5 minutes.
Are we
to listen
talking
to the plug.
espresso or are we talking latte?
Oh, whatever you
And
want.
You just put your order in and he'll do it. And it's
Alright.
very good.
Yeah.
Every time I've gone, I've had a coffee. So
Excited
or
for
two.
that.
Oh, mate, come over whenever you like. We'll get the
What's the
lasagna
pasta-
out next time.
What about pasta fagioli?
That was a couple of nights ago. It was so good.
They have it on a roster.
Rotating roster.
Yeah.
Every
So these
second
7 meals
Sunday.
is cooked. All right.
I'm well fed.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Makes 2 of us.
Wouldn't have it any other way, Tom.
Mm.
Wouldn't have it any other way. But yes, it's look, it's going to be interesting come Magello. See a few things play out.
You think it's going to be a Ducati on that top step of the podium?
You never know. I see, like, KTM's top speed's good.
It's not bad. It's not bad at all. And there's a couple sections of that track where they'll really excel. Where I think the Ducati will have to brake a little bit earlier, a little bit harder. I think they'll be able to carry a little bit more corner speed.
Yeah.
Yeah, the strength of the KTM seems like it's the braking as well. They seem like they're really good on the brakes.
Well, you got Miller and
Well, it's probably them showing that as they're probably
Yeah.
2 of the best 2 on the brakes. So
And the
Back
tyre
it in.
conservation's good too.
Mm.
Proved a real strong point in Jerez. So
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. And with Magello, the Moto 3 racing
Yes.
is as good as it gets.
yeah, it
Oh,
is.
so
That's probably
good.
one of the best races of the season
Yep.
in any form of motorsport. Is a Moto 3 race at
Yeah.
Mugello.
It's always just insane. It's like a
Maybe we can go
train.
to Dan's house for a pasta
Yeah.
fagioli.
yeah, 100%. We'll tee it up. We'll make it. We'll make a
Italian
night of
night.
it.
We'll
Get some
definitely-
Campari spritzers on the brown leather couch.
You're not far off.
Yeah, you're not far off at all, eh? You can only come in if you got a gold chain, though.
That's
Big
so
gold
good.
chain.
But the racing at the moment for MotoGP is amazing.
Yeah.
And it's something that Formula One lacks. That you never know who's going to win when you start the round.
Yeah, and MotoGP's been like that, I guess, for quite a few years
Yeah.
now. You know, it's always been like that into a sense. You know, you had the aliens with Rossi, Pedrosa, Lorenzo, and all that. Stoner.
I don't remember anyone winning by like 20 seconds for a long time. Like I knew Lorenzo used to do that.
Lorenzo could do it.
Yeah, he used to
Stoner
go out
in Australia.
Yeah, he used to go out there in some races and just like win by 20. Like he was amazing back in the day.
I know.
On rails.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
everyone.
no
hated
mistakes at all.
No.
Never saw him run wide.
Nah. And I hated him for that. Like it was so annoying. I could copy Rossi's celebrations.
Yeah.
He was always a bad boy. Which is kind of very good. Smart from Lorenzo. It was good marketing.
It's funny how he's come.
Took it to him.
Yeah, exactly. He's come back and he won a couple of times in the Ducati. And now I think everyone sort of likes him again.
I like Lorenzo. I miss Lorenzo racing, and I miss hating Lorenzo.
Yeah, it's like me with Vettel on the Red Bull.
Yeah.
My most hated person growing up in school. I used to
Oh
hate
my
watching.
god, Tom would make a rant.
Yeah.
Really?
Back in the day.
And then
That
he goes to Ferrari.
Loved him
And you
overnight.
love him.
I loved him overnight.
But a lot of people had that, didn't they?
Yeah, but I don't think if Hamilton went to Ferrari, I still wouldn't like him. And I'm putting that on record.
I don't know
Yep.
about that one.
Fair enough.
Putting that on record. No, I wouldn't.
He's one of those ones you either like him or you don't.
Yeah.
Hamilton. There's no in between. I
I don't like him.
I like what he did with Rossi when they swapped.
That's cool.
Swapped the car and the bike. That was
Yeah.
cool.
It's like the one cool thing he's ever done.
He wouldn't
Yeah.
have organised
Brings
it.
too much politics into sport. I just like
100%.
sport for sport.
Yeah, let it
You know?
be.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't get too involved in it. That's controversial, but yeah,
No, 100%. Yeah, I think we all agree on that.
Yeah.
it's an outlet
Um,
for everyone.
But with going back to Formula One,
Yeah.
it's getting to that stage where it's very predictable. And it was going through its glory years, and it probably hit it at its peak through COVID. It was amazing. You know, it had Netflix, and then, you know, you had the Hamilton versus Verstappen. You didn't know who was going to win.
Yeah.
Now it's just Red Bull, Red Bull, Red Bull, Red Bull.
Yeah.
And it's getting very
It
predictable.
was amazing that year,
Oh, incredible.
2021. Like, it's just crazy. But yeah, we've got 3 races coming up, 3 on the trot. So it's 3 awesome races: Imola, Monaco, and Barcelona.
Shit, that's pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So very excited. It's gonna be what 3? Well, a 3-week break for MotoGP, so we've got 3 F1 races to
It's
watch.
3-week
Awesome.
break.
Yeah, it's way too.
Shouldn't have cancelled Kazakhstan. So
long.
Do you reckon Borat would make an appearance at that track?
Surely he's
Surely.
waving the flag.
I want to see what the Kazakh people actually look like, because all you think about is Kazakhstan. You think Borat, don't you?
They're probably just like a normal. Well, you're Ukrainian. It's like
Yeah.
half Kazakhstan.
Well, it's like
isn't
when you
it?
go to Azerbaijan. I've never heard of that country before, and
I never heard that before. Formula
It's
One.
amazing. Like it's a beautiful country. So
Surely, as a rider for the Kazakhstan GP, you'd have to do a mankini suit, wouldn't you? Like, how good would
it's a
that
specialty
be?
suit.
Yeah,
I like that.
Or
that'd
do
be very
Borat's face like the Rossi Magello
yeah,
on his
the
helmet.
top.
But it's interesting. We've got a big upgrade. Well, they've got a big upgrade at Mercedes coming. So hot off the press, they're talking probably not as big as advantages as they were thinking. So
Okay.
George Russell's come out today and said that it's a big upgrade, but don't get too excited just yet. So
Well, hopefully, it's enough for them to start being competitive again, and
Yeah.
you know, provide some more entertainment and sticking it up to the Red Bulls.
yeah, well, I mean the cream really rises to the top when you get back to Europe.
Yeah,
I
it doesn't
suppose.
it ever?
Yes, so like that's going to be the thing. We'll see what Ferrari could do, but yeah, Verstappen and Perez just look unstoppable. So
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. And rumor with Nick De Vries as well.
yeah, Daniel Ricciardo having a seat fitting.
Yeah,
It's exciting for us as Aussies.
absolutely.
I like Nick De Vries, but he's not performing at the moment. So
Just not cutting the mustard.
not cutting the mustard. No,
It's
No.
a cutthroat sport.
it is, especially if you race for Red Bull at Helmut Marko. You're either in the clan or you're out of the clan. So we've seen that over the years with
Yep.
with your Vettels and the Verstappens of the world cutting the mustard. So and everyone else falling down after them. So
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. What is it? 3 races he's been given to
yeah,
prove a point?
3 races to prove a point. So and that's never worked.
Nah, that's
Never
too
worked.
much pressure.
It's too much pressure, and but we'll see. We might see Ricardo in the seat
Man, that would be awesome.
by yeah.
He's arguably the biggest star in Formula One. He's not even racing,
Oh, easy.
Yeah, definitely.
Easy.
which is amazing.
Well, at the Oz GP here, he came on the screen and it was just everyone went nuts.
Mm.
You couldn't hear your own thoughts.
Yeah.
You know, the cars were going around and everyone was just cheering for him.
Same thing with Miami as well. He came on
Yeah.
the screen Miami, everyone went crazy.
Everyone went crazy. You could hear the crowd on the TV, and that's hard sometimes to hear.
Yeah, that's true.
He's a larger than life personality, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he's so funny.
He's brilliant.
And represents our country well,
yeah,
being a half Italian.
exactly right. That's why. It's a good man.
That's basically a standard Aussie these days.
Yeah, it is,
Half
yeah.
Italian, half Aussie.
You know, someone came up to me at work the other day and goes, "You look a little bit like Daniel Ricciardo, like a knockoff version of Danny Rick."
Yeah.
And I was like, "I'll take it. Like, take what you can get."
Yeah, it'd be the Wish version.
Yeah,
It's all good.
yeah. Wish Danny Rick.
Oh, that's funny.
But
Which versions?
it'll be good to see him back out there, man.
You were talking about that earlier today when we spoke about that Alex Marquez and Marini meme you saw. God, that was funny.
That was brilliant. So it was
Yeah.
like, you know, the kid to mum, "Oh, I want to watch Rossi and Marquez." And mum's like, "No, we got Rossi and Marquez at home." It's Alex and Marini flying through the air.
I'll cook at home. I'm not going to get takeaway.
So that was funny to see.
Shout out to our bad MotoGP memes
Oh.
too. That is the funniest.
Yeah, it was
page.
good. Really well done.
I love the Rossi one whenever like one of the boys crash and it's just him like hands on the hips like standing up. That's brilliant.
Yeah. Or you got like Lynn Jarvis's like sour face
Yeah.
as well when Yamaha don't do well, which is every race.
And even what's the Miller page? Is it Viva Miller?
Oh,
that's
love Viva Miller.
awesome.
That's
It's
so
so
good.
good.
Did you see he stuck a photo? Oh, sorry, Tom, of a yacht next to his helmet, like a little thing. That's amazing.
So what's
man.
the thing there? If he wins a race, he gets
His
to buy a
missus
boat?
will allow him to buy a boat.
I think it's a Sunday race. Yeah.
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 God, I hope it happens.
Oh, me too. Hope he invites us.
Oh, it
on
has
it.
to be a Sunday race.
Yeah, it's got to be a
it's
Sunday
Sunday
race.
race.
Right. Okay.
So, I think they're expecting as well.
Yeah,
it's
wow.
exciting.
So,
Mini Jack.
how good's that going to be?
We'll wait 20 years. He might be on a Moto3 bike. We'll see.
Yeah, true.
Mm.
Very true, but it's he's funny, Jack Miller. And hey, he might get a yacht and he'll be or a boat and he'll be the first person to win on 3 different manufacturers.
Yes. Yeah.
Which is very cool.
I reckon he's closer than Maverick,
Yeah.
personally.
Yeah. He's got
I
the
think-
speed, he's proven to show the speed.
Yeah.
He just needs to put a race together.
And how good's KTM's whole shot?
Yeah, it's the best in
The best,
in the
yeah.
game at the moment.
Yeah, it's leaving everyone else for dead.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably something he took across from
yeah.
Ducati. I don't think people don't give Jack enough credit. He's a very smart dude.
Yeah.
So he would have bought a lot of tech stuff over to them.
Yeah. He gets overlooked way too much, Jack Miller.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, he was winning on the Ducati. He was up there. You know, like he's not slow. To be on a factory
It's
Ducati
just
these
the
days.
inconsistency for
I know.
me. And I was saying to you guys on the chat last night, like every corner, I'm just waiting for him to crash.
Mm.
And you look at like Marquez, and apart from yesterday, he does never look like he's going to crash.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I have that mental side that like he's going to be fine.
Quartararo's a bit like that. It always looks like he's on rails.
Yeah, on rails.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
100%. He was nowhere over the weekend. Home race.
Every
Yeah,
round now.
That
It's just
Yamaha's
every
just a
round.
bloody big piece of dog shit. It is, isn't it?
It's steaming. It's a big steaming.
That could
dog
go in
turd.
that thing can go in the bin with the Honda. Seriously.
Yeah. Okay. At least Honda's trying with a Calyx chassis or.
Well, Honda
Yeah.
at least want a race, I suppose. So,
yeah, true.
but I think
True.
Marquez he'll have a great second half of the year, hopefully.
I think so. If he can just, that Honda still needs a lot of work, but you know, if he can, you're dialing him in for Saxonry. You're turning left the whole time.
Yeah.
He's gonna win that.
Just put bets on for second and third.
Exactly.
It would be a good bet, actually. Yeah.
You'd almost put that on now. Wonder what it's paying.
Yeah.
If it's that far ahead.
Yeah. True.
Curtis, get the odds up for us, mate.
Nah, look what he did when he came back at the end of last year at Phillip Island
Yeah.
and stuff. He was just, he was flying. So
Yeah.
I think,
They just need to fix the bike
given the rider he is, the caliber of rider, he'll be fine.
and probably just the ego to say, hey
Yeah.
guys, I'm still the best here.
yeah.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
probably a safe statement,
Yeah.
to be
for
fair.
sure.
You put him on the Ducati or the Aprilia or the KTM and
I'd love to see him on a KTM.
oh,
I
imagine him backing that in.
I don't think that's as far-fetched as what other people think. I could easily see someone like Acosta going to that Honda and him jumping ship to a KTM. Especially if Honda don't pull their finger out.
Yeah.
Because he's criticised that Honda. You know, and
Yeah, we
he's
haven't seen a
their
big
love child.
move like that in a while.
Nah, I guess the last big one was Lorenzo to
Ducati.
Ducati into Honda.
Yeah.
But there hasn't been a real big one since, I
No.
guess. You know, Rossi went down to Petronas.
It's more
but,
younger riders coming up rather than
Yeah.
older riders going down. So
You know, Juan Mir went to Honda, but look what
Bad
he's done.
move.
And that was because he was forced to. He would have stayed.
well,
on
exactly.
Suzuki.
I mean,
Yeah.
would you take a factory ride at the at Repsol or or a gas ride? You'd probably take a Repsol ride.
yeah.
in
compared
hindsight.
to but you know, if you're getting paid the same money between a KTM and a Honda, I'd be choosing that KTM.
100%. 100%.
Which you said that 5 years ago, you'd be
laughed at.
yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, it's crazy how times change.
Mm.
But it's, for me, if he hadn't have won that championship, he's not on that Repsol.
yeah, correct.
And I still think Honda made the wrong choice. They should have gone with Rins. In my opinion.
Imagine having him crashing.
No,
every
but yeah,
session.
But Mir's doing it now anyway.
Yeah, I know.
So what's the difference?
I know.
Rins at least has a handful of wins under his belt.
Who's the better rider?
Well, Rins, he's got more wins.
Mm.
Mir's got, I think, one win in his MotoGP career.
Really?
I think, or 1 or 2 wins.
That's a stat.
It's Nicky Hayden's spec.
It is Nicky Hayden's spec.
Yeah.
Rest in
The
peace.
champion, yeah, rest in peace. The championship is exactly the same, in a sense. It was just
shit.
consistency
Yeah.
and one race win. I could be wrong.
I'll have to look that up because it is. He has had one win.
Yeah,
He has what in 68 starts.
yeah.
That is crazy.
That is crazy. I didn't know that. I thought he won more than that.
He was just consistent as,
Yeah.
and that was Quartararo's championship after
Those
Marquez
20
stacked.
Those
Yeah.
2020 championships and premierships just don't count, though, in my opinion.
That's ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, that's shocking, mate. That's a bad
poor
call.
form.
That's terrible.
Richmond two premierships.
That's
in the last 10
ridiculous.
years,
Mate.
technically.
Flag tags.
Yeah, flag ties.
But yeah, Quartararo threw that down the drain.
Yep.
And I think we're sort of seeing it this year. He's struggling with that mounting pressure.
Yeah, yeah.
You
And
know?
I think he's just over that Yamaha. He's come out and
I think so.
been negative to it.
I think he's checked out,
Yeah.
which
Yeah,
is a
he's
shame.
Yeah, and he's still got another year. That's a scary thing. I wonder if there's a get out clause. You know,
There'll be something for sure.
I think, there has to be something for him. When did he sign?
last year.
Was it last year or after his championship?
I think it was last year. It was last year.
No, that's right.
I think it was around this time last year.
Yep.
Because he had a couple of good races and it was like, oh, maybe,
Yeah, the bike's all right.
And then it went downhill almost as soon
Immediately.
as he signed.
That'll be interesting. There'll be something in there where he can leave,
You'd think so.
for sure.
He just needs a spot, but yeah, someone like an Alicia Spargo, I don't think's too far off retiring. I think he's done his dash for a world title last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had a fair crack.
He had a fair crack for sure.
And it was good to see him win
Yeah,
in his street. Was it 300th start that he won?
I think it was in
Yeah.
Argentina.
Yeah. So
I mean,
that
think
was
about it,
nice.
there's been 1,000 Grand Prix. He's been in 300 of them.
That's nuts.
That's
isn't it?
crazy when you think about it.
That's pretty crazy to think.
Yeah.
That he's been in 300
Yeah.
Grand Prix. Alicia Spargo.
I mean, obviously, back in the 50s and 60s, there was about 3 or 4 races in the championship, but
But still to avoid injury
yeah.
and get through him.
I remember when he came in on those CRT bikes when, I think it was just because it was so expensive MotoGP. There was only like 15 riders on the grid, and they had to put those CRT bikes in to fill the grid up.
Yeah, so they had
And
like
they
a
were just
separate
production
sort of
bikes.
championship, didn't they? Like
Yeah,
technically,
almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were just production bikes. Because what was happening is, I believe, the big manufacturers like Honda was creating their own electronics, their own ECUs.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's why the Honda was doing so well, and the Japanese bikes, because they had the ECUs.
What year was
down
that?
pat, like 2010,
Yeah.
11, 12, and all that. And then they changed it, so it's just I think the Magneti Morelli, same ECU for everyone, and that
changed.
automatically equaled everything up, made it a lot more affordable to get into the sport.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which has been
been
the best
awesome.
thing for it.
Oh, it's been amazing. The last 5-10 years of GP's been awesome. Not that it wasn't back in 08 to.
It was a lot more spread out though in 2007, 2008, 2009. Like once you were kind of out in front, that was it.
Yeah.
You had a few good battles, obviously, like Lorenzo Rossi through Catalonia.
And they're the fastest they're the fastest they've ever been as well.
Yeah,
Breaking a lot of track records,
which
and
is
stuff.
always cool.
Yeah, 360 odd. We might see the speed record broken
Yeah,
in Mugello.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
there was an article out during the week and it said like, will they ever break 400?
can't imagine.
400
Yeah.
on a bike.
Yeah.
Well, Magello's hairy as it is. Like, that's not really a straight.
No,
No,
it
there's a
isn't.
kink in that.
Yeah, there's a
At the
kink
end.
and a rise. You know,
Yeah.
it's pretty full on. They go left and then have to go hard on the brakes and then turn right. Remember that massive? There was two massive crashes. There was Marquez went off, damaged his chin or eye
Oh,
or
yeah.
face.
I
or
think
something.
that started his double vision.
Yeah, I think it restarted it. I think he
Oh,
had it
restarted.
again. He had it in Moto 2, ran up the arse of someone. And I
Hero
think
had
at
a
the end
massive
of the
crash
crash-
there as well.
Yeah, and then
Kelly
Hero
Piro,
had a
yeah.
massive off.
Yeah.
I think his rear tire or something locked up and
Yeah.
threw him off
Oh.
at like 360 k's an hour. It's so crazy.
Yeah, I think he didn't even get a chance to hit the brake. Like, it just went.
How do you even get back on the bike after that?
Different breed.
Yeah, even Alicia Spargo on the weekend had that massive off at 300 k's an hour for the
Yeah.
first corner and he had to bail off.
That's a scary corner.
Yeah, that first right-hander.
It's amazing. In a car, it's so easy flat. In a bike, it's like a lift.
Yeah.
Dab of the brake, it looks like. It's
Yeah.
interesting. Marquez was just unbelievable in that corner.
Yeah.
He was never getting past.
I was just about to say that. You could see him versus Martin, and Martin would just drop.
You drop way back.
Straight
Yeah.
back off. He was just way too good through there.
Mm.
Way too good.
He's got the skill.
Yeah,
That's why
he
he's the
does.
GOAT.
It's a bit of a stretch, mate. It's a very stretch. Well, are we going to see someone, though, come up through Moto 3 or Moto 2 that's going to sort of elevate to that alien status?
I think it has to be Acosta.
Yeah, I think so. Pedro Acosta was amazing in Moto 3. Hasn't really hit it as well in Moto 2, but
No, yeah. Odd.
the thing is, Marquez is the same thing. He didn't win a championship on the Moto 2 the first year, did he?
He went on. He almost did.
Yeah.
Him and Bradle. The only reason Marquez didn't win is because of double vision.
Yeah.
He had to miss the Grand Prix. Otherwise, he caught Stefan Bradl, and Stefan Bradl won the title. But if it wasn't for that double vision, he would have won that title.
Yeah.
Um,
I think Marquez
yeah.
has been the last alien.
but Acosta did pretty good last year. Remember, he broke his femur. That's a
And
big
came
break.
back.
Yeah, and won races. I think the cream will rise to the top in Europe, and I think Acosta will go on a winning streak. I can really see that happening.
It was just very uncharacteristic, like I
Yeah.
said. Which was a shame because he was honing in on
Yeah.
Arbolino.
That track just invites crashes, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, it sucks you
yeah,
in.
Sucks you in.
Yeah, 'cause the amount of times, especially through that Moto 2 race, where guys would just hit certain corners
Yeah.
at different lines every lap, and you're going, geez, like, just
Yeah,
get caught out trying to
true.
go too quick.
Yeah. They all were running a lot of different lines, actually. I
They
thought
were.
someone was like running wide. I think Arbolino took a wider line a few times.
Yeah.
And
Even Lopez.
yeah.
Yeah, there's you know what I also love about LeMans is the corner names. They've got great
Oh,
corner
yeah.
names. Just
Yeah.
classic French words, you know. So I think
Garage Verde.
Garage Verde,
That's the
yeah.
only one I know.
Yeah. La Chapelle.
La Chapelle,
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah.
It's better than Silverstone, Maggots, and Beckett.
Yeah.
That's a shocker.
Shocker. Would be cool to watch a race there.
I
though.
like the Magello ones, Casanova and Savelli.
I like that.
Arabiata 1,
Yeah,
Arabiata
Arabiata
2.
2.
That's a good
Yeah,
one.
it is really good. I'm excited for the Le Mans 24 hour this year, just to break topics slightly. They've got some really big changes with the LMP1 class. So
What's those?
there's a heap more manufacturers come in.
Oh, really? Because it used to be like Audi and like Toyota for that many years.
Well, they've changed the
and then-
rules, so they're based more on. I haven't done a lot of research, to be honest, but they've based them more on like production cars.
Oh,
They
sweet.
like hotted up production cars. So
Yeah, Matt.
yeah,
That's cool.
Yeah, it's going to be really cool. So it's not as going to be as crazy as they all looked like they were. You know, so wildly different to everything else. So
Well, they were
Yeah.
kind of like Formula 1 cars almost in a sense as well.
it's only in 4 weeks' time.
Really?
On
cool.
24 hour, yeah. So we'll have
Wait that
to,
up for sure.
yeah, ready for a big bloody.
Big night. We've had a few big nights over the years.
We did
watching
stay
them.
up and watch it the whole night once.
Yeah.
Yeah, no
you
way.
couldn't do that though now.
I couldn't hack
When
it.
we were kids,
Yeah, we used to do it.
easily. Now, like,
We tried it through lockdown, remember?
Yeah.
He was making espresso martinis for half a night. I think I just got too drunk and fell asleep.
well, I remember my heart was racing because I had about 14 espressos, and I think it you know what I slept for probably 4 hours and then like I felt shit for the next 3 days. I felt shit for the next 3 days. So we got in the LMP1 class they got Cadillac.
Nice.
Yeah, they've still got the Toyotas, Porsches, Ferraris. So there's about 12 or 13 different cars in that class now. So
Yeah, awesome.
yeah.
So Audi's going from 24-hour endurance racing to Formula One by the looks of it.
Yeah.
2026
Yep.
or something like that. I think they're going in.
Yep. So,
What do you think of that?
yeah, I mean, it's exciting. I mean, Audi's one of the biggest car brands in the world. They own Lamborghini. You know, they own.
Yeah, that's true.
They own. That's part of the Volkswagen Group, I suppose. So it's a massive organisation. So
That'd be cool to have another manufacturer in Formula One as well.
yeah,
And Red Bull's changing their engine sponsor as well, aren't they?
yeah, they're going to Ford engines in 2026, which is an interesting proposition. I wouldn't say Ford's probably the leader in hybrid technology, but I guess we'll see. They're one of the biggest car manufacturers in the world, so they're technically using a Honda engine at the moment, but it's branded under a Red Bull engine because they broke the partnership.
So who develops the actual engine? Is it Honda or is it Red Bull?
I think Red Bull have their own engine department now.
Jesus.
So, but it's obviously it's not viable because if you're not selling the engine to another team, it's not worth it. Like Mercedes sell their engine to Aston Martin, and then Aston Martin are beating them on the track.
Isn't that amazing?
It's funny.
That's crazy how it works, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, with Aston Martin up there, how good is it to see Fernando Alonso back?
Oh yeah, it's so good.
Mr. Swift.
Mr. Swift. I can't wait for a song written about him.
Oh, God. Surely that can't be true. Surely it can't be true.
It's so good to see him. And his demeanor's changed a lot. Since the early Fernando Alonso, it was win at all costs.
Well, him and his teammate Lance Stroll getting along is just so Fernando Alonso. But when Daddy owns the team, I suppose you got to be nice to him.
Yeah, got to play ball, I think.
Yeah,
that's a Formula One thing to do. Have your dad buy the team and you race.
well, he's guaranteed the seat, hasn't he?
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty much. I did like in the race when he was like, "Oh, tell Lance that was a good move." You're just cruising through in P3, no dramas, just watching the big screen. That's that's crazy.
Man, that's so good. He's such a legend of sport, and I'd love to see him get a race win this year.
Oh, that'd be awesome. I reckon that party wouldn't stop for weeks.
No.
Yeah, I really see them going well in Monaco with that. They've got that great chassis and they're really low speed corners. So it's exciting to see. And I think Red Bull, obviously, with their DRS advantage and top speed advantage, is where they're probably killing it.
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting to see. That'll be in a couple of weeks, boys.
Monaco's
the Principality.
Yeah, that's always a good one.
It's normally a shit race actually, but it's it's the whole event is amazing.
It's the prestige behind it, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you'd hate to see those iconic tracks removed
100%.
from the calendar.
Yeah.
If there's no
That'd just be
passes, there's
shocking.
no passes, but you have to go there. It's when people think of Formula One, they think of the streets of Monte Carlo. So
For sure.
How good would it be
in the
to have
French
an
Riviera.
apartment, looking over the race?
I'd love to get on one of those yachts.
If anyone's listening, there's 3 guys very excited to jump on one of them
three
yachts.
very poor guys.
Yeah.
We'd stand out like sore thumbs. So I couldn't fake that till I made it. Like, no way.
No, definitely
And
not.
it's definitely a bucket list item for me. Would be to go.
Yeah, for sure.
I think for most people.
I mean, it's like going to Mugello, I suppose, in the MotoGP.
Yeah.
Or Qatar.
Mate, I'm telling you, it's my favourite race. Something about racing under the lights.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. The bikes look amazing.
It's cool seeing the onboard footage and seeing their eyes.
Yeah.
When they're racing.
Yeah, it is.
The intensity.
And it's the same as the wet when they've got the clear visor on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know Eastern Creek or Sydney Motorsport Park up here.
Yeah.
They do a night track day, so I'm pretty keen to either go and do one or watch some racing up there.
Yeah, that's cool. I just don't know about Qatar though. There's like 3 spectators in the whole fucking...
And no beer.
That's already lost Tommy.
Looks like it's a solo trip then.
Is there any other night races going to be coming up? Like, is Indonesia doing a night race or like
I don't think so.
I don't think anyone's
Vietnam next year? Is that still rumours or is that confirmed yet? Or
not that I've heard.
okay,
Yeah, not that I've been keeping tabs on, but yeah, as far as I'm aware, Qatar's the only one.
yeah, it's interesting.
I think it's good to have one night race, but
Yeah,
I don't know. I like the traditional like 3 o'clock slot.
can we imagine how amazing Las Vegas is going to be at night
man.
for the
That's
race?
so sick.
And they're racing on the Saturday night. Very
Really?
different, yeah, because they're not allowed to. There's laws behind racing or doing any sport, I believe, on a Sunday.
Yeah, right.
So
on.
practice
in,
is going
in
to
Nevada or something
yeah.
like
So
that.
practice is going to be Thursday, qualifying Friday, and then the race Saturday night in Las Vegas.
Oh,
I mean, get around it.
I'm gonna start booking tickets.
Well, we're going.
Yeah.
My,
yes.
Yeah, right.
My
James's dad.
yeah,
Davos.
Davos.
Dave Superbike Shaw, you might know him.
Dave Superbike Shaw.
Yeah.
Victorian champion.
Victorian
back in the
champion
day.
back in 1977.
It'll tell you the 80s.
Yeah, tell us the 90s.
Here at MotoGP Saturday night, obviously had a few too many beers.
Yeah.
And we got on voice recording.
We might pop the clip on, actually.
Yeah, we got a voice
Thanks for that,
recording
Curtis.
of him saying that we're going to Las Vegas and he's going to shout us the trip. So
Yeah.
Jeez. Got in sweet there, boys. That's awesome.
Yeah.
that'll be dangerous.
That'll definitely be one to go to. I think the atmosphere for that would be insane.
Imagine how much a ticket would be. I think it would be crazy because the ticket prices for Formula One change in each Grand Prix.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
MotoGP different?
I don't know, to be honest.
Oh, it's as in everything in life, it's supply and demand.
I know Albert Park was one of the cheaper ones.
Yeah.
Okay.
Albert Park is cheap. It's $400 for the whole weekend. And you think how much time you get to sit
It's
and
a
watch.
great day.
Yeah, amazing day.
They do it really well, Albert Park and the Aussie Grand Prix.
I hope Las Vegas doesn't become too just glitz and glamour.
I think
that's exactly what
I
it's
think
gonna be.
that's the way Formula One's going, though. It's all glitz and glamour. Look at going to Albert Park now. Like the people we see compared to 5 years ago.
All the Instagram models.
All Instagram models.
Dan over here.
Yeah, Dan.
I get too scared to talk to him.
That's why he goes.
But that's why
Something
they're all
like that.
there. Just to get the photo, and they don't really know as
Yeah.
much about it as or anything about it, but they're there for the photo.
It's definitely a status thing now.
Yeah.
But I think that's why Drive to Survive has helped.
Oh,
Yeah.
Is
massively.
get more people involved.
And there's still just heaps more of his real fans as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, if every ticket's $5,000, you're not going to get any true fans there. That's the only problem.
No,
Yeah.
you're not going to get a family.
They're actually knocking. I read during the week they're knocking down at the one of the casinos, the Bellagio, I believe. They're actually knocking down a fountain to fit a grandstand.
Oh, are you kidding?
Yeah,
Wow.
a 40-year-old fountain they're knocking down,
Wow.
and they bought a whole patch of land in Las Vegas, like acres and acres, to build their build a pit lane and all the pit garages and stuff. Like they're spending so much money.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
It's going to be really cool.
Imagine 100 acres in Las Vegas. How much the land would be worth? It'd be unbelievable.
Yeah.
So
That'd be
we'll
astronomical.
pop a photo up on the thing to show you guys. It was actually really crazy.
The Americans have really commercialized Formula One, but I think they've done a really good job. I think Formula One before that was a bit stale, so
100%. And you look at comments from Jeremy Clarkson and stuff from a few years ago. It was becoming so boring and so predictable. So
Oh, I love. Is it? I'd rather watch paint dry.
yeah. But he was at a Formula One race a few weeks ago on the grid.
Yeah.
They were interviewing
I
him.
saw that.
And he was like, "This is amazing. I'm so happy to be back," and
Yeah.
it's like loving it. So, but yeah, definitely.
As long as they just get more of them to be more competitive,
That's
not
all
just
we
have
want.
Red Bulls just winning 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, then
Yeah,
away you go. Just as you said, how 2021 was. You just need more of that. You just need 2 teams, I guess. You just need 2 teams on par,
yep,
and you can make it work.
Yeah, you just need someone sticking the fight to the big guy. Really.
Yeah.
It makes the race weekend.
yeah.
Yeah.
And the race weekend for MotoGP, they've just nailed this new format. I reckon.
Oh,
The
yeah.
sprint race and how qualifying is, and every session is so exciting. Awesome.
Yeah, it's all watchable.
all watchable. Yeah.
I was not too sure about the sprint race, to be honest, but yeah, I've changed my tune. I think it's awesome.
I felt the sprint race was going to make the main race too predictable, knowing who's fast, who's not fast. But I shows on the weekend. I think Bezzecchi finished 6th in the sprint race,
Yeah, I think so.
and then won by 5 seconds in the main race. Like, what a
Crazy.
massive difference!
Yeah,
I know there's a few people who fell off, but
still
Still got
you
to
know.
finish
yeah,
by 6 seconds.
yeah,
I hated the idea of it, to be honest, when I heard about it.
yeah.
But now, like you, I've completely changed
Mm.
the tune. But I did think that introducing it was a good idea, especially for guys like Jack,
Yep.
Brad, Martin, who are quick on, short
to worry about
distance.
tyre wear
don't
as
worry about
much.
tyre life. Just go gun ho. Like,
Yeah, it's the interesting. F1 has changed their whole rules, and their qualifying now stands for the sprint race and the main race, where it used to be the qualifying was the result of the sprint race.
Isn't the qualifying now on a Friday? Is that right?
Yeah,
That's full on, isn't it? It's not much time.
It's an hour practice 1, and then straight into Q1, Q2, Q3. Like, it's crazy.
That's full on.
Imagine if it's like a wet, pissing down rain. You know, imagine if it pisses down rain for the first practice, and then they got to qualify in the dry, and they have never been on the track in the dry.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
They used to have 3 hours of practice on a Friday, and then another hour on the Saturday morning before qualifying. So they used to have 4 hours of practice. Now they've got an hour. So,
what does the drivers think of it?
I don't know, to be honest with you. I'd just be speculating, but I think their whole thing with the sprint race they don't like. It's not traditional, so.
Yeah, it's definitely one thing MotoGP's nailed is that full weekend. It's just exciting from FP1 to race day.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely keeping a lot more people engaged. That's for sure.
Well, you can see the LeMans crowd size, you know.
Yeah,
100,000.
Yeah, because there was some issues with MotoGP crowds last year. They definitely were down after Rossi. But
which is to be expected, I guess.
Yeah.
But even when Marquez was out, you know, crowd numbers took a hit.
Yeah.
They're big draws.
Yeah,
you go to see the best.
Yeah.
If
They're
I'm
the two
going-
biggest ever, really.
Yeah,
Those two.
100%. If I'm paying for a race, I want to see everyone fully fit. I want to see the top guys out there fighting it out.
Yeah. Yeah. And, you know, they're all the two that always cause good racing and drama. You know, look at Rossi and Stoner through Laguna Seca, or Rossi and Marquez, Lorenzo and Marquez. Like, their names are always in it. You know, they're always creating good racing.
Going through the years, just the rivalry is what you remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, Biaggi and Rossi back in the days, nothing like two Italians hating each other.
Post-race headbutt.
Post-race headbutt.
Yeah.
Elbow at Suzuka, knocking Rossi off the track.
And
then
flipping him the bird.
Yeah.
Marquez punting Lorenzo out of his own corner.
Oh, the best. That was so funny. Lorenzo's
the best.
corner.
And then-
Getting punted off.
Oh, wouldn't have been too happy about that.
Oh, Lorenzo's ego is pretty big.
God.
Yeah, he's not shy of letting his words out there, is he?
No.
He's pretty keen to tell people how good he is.
Oh.
Made it very clear when he got dumped as the test rider when Crutchlow took the gig. Wasn't happy at all.
Why would you dump me when you got Cal Crutchlow?
Oh, it was this full big thing. And then guys like Miller and Alicia Spargo actually went into bat for Cal Crutchlow and said, well, even if he's only got a couple race wins, he's a heaps better bloke than you. And it was this full-on rift. Yeah. He looked like a fool.
Yeah.
I think that's why a lot of people hated him post
No one liked him.
Career as well.
Well, he started off obviously not being liked. He was actually a hothead going through 250s. He was too aggressive.
Yeah.
And then came into MotoGP and obviously gone very fast. But then taken up to Rossi, obviously no one liked that.
No.
And probably the first real big threat to Rossi. You know, you had Stoner and Hayden. But they weren't a Lorenzo type European young kid.
he was beating him on the same machinery.
And he was beating him on the same machine.
That's the big difference.
Exactly right.
Equal machinery.
Equal machinery.
Yeah, they had that famous wall in the pit box.
Yeah.
And then he was copying his celebrations.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
The
didn't
one-off
like that, did you?
liveries.
One-off liveries.
Yeah.
Yeah. But to admit, one of my favourite celebrations he does was Lorenzo's Land. I loved how he spiked the flag in the... I couldn't watch it as a kid. I hated it so much. But looking back on it now, it was very cool. I was always so annoyed if he beat Rossi.
Oh, I think you and a lot of other people, man.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I didn't even think the Spanish really liked him. I think there was still more on Rossi's
Yeah,
side,
there's still-
which is
yeah,
so
you-
crazy.
Probably.
You go to Barcelona and there's still more VR46, polos around and stuff. So
I did love his... the only thing I liked about him was his Chupa Chups helmet.
Yeah, that was cool.
yeah,
That was
cool.
unreal.
It was awesome.
And then I think he won the championship with it and they made a gold one.
Yeah.
That just looked unbelievable.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I liked about him was his lid.
He had the Chubba Chops in his mouth when he was in the podium.
Yeah.
It was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he had some cool liveries, I must admit, but I still weirdly miss Lorenzo though. Like I loved hating him.
Yeah.
It was so good to watch.
It's the drama.
Yeah.
It's
I
the
didn't
drama.
mind him. I didn't mind him on Ducati. I kind of wanted him to win on Ducati, to be honest. Just-
Nah, he stuffed over Dobby. Wouldn't let him pass. Dobby stacked it. And Marquez went on the chip.
Yeah, the man.
Nah, get
The
out of
man.
it. Not too
Man.
happy about that.
But didn't he let Dobby through in Sepang?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did, didn't
He
he?
let him
for
through,
the championship.
Dobby wasn't fast enough on that race. He could have passed him, but he didn't. That's my opinion. I remember that race. I remember that race so clearly.
Yeah. Dobby didn't have it
Nah, he
to
didn't.
be a world champ.
And Marquez won that race, didn't he? And won the championship. Or did he finish?
I think that year
second?
Marquez won in Valencia.
Yeah, because I remember
Yeah.
him coming over the line, big wheelie
I remember him almost dumping it too.
Yeah, he
on the
picked
first
it up.
on the first turn.
Yeah,
I can't remember where
Yeah,
it was.
went
but
way
he-
wide, didn't he?
yeah, and
and he was
lost
basically on the
front
ground
end.
and just
Yeah, he picked it up
Amazing.
again.
amazing. As
Yeah.
much as it pains me to say it.
Yeah, he's incredible. He's, I would say, the biggest natural talent of all time. Yep,
Jeez, that's
a
up for
big
debate.
call.
make that into a clip. Yeah,
Jeez, that's a very big call.
yeah, I think he's the biggest natural talent of all time. Rossi had the charisma. No one's been bigger in the sport and done more for the sport than Valentino Rossi.
Yeah,
But-
Marquez.
I think for Marquez, he just was that much better than everyone else that I think he had the biggest natural talent.
Well, remember that 2019 season? I think he was first or second.
He finished no lower than seconds.
Yeah, he might have had one retirement or something.
Yeah,
in
one DNF.
Coda maybe, or
I think you're right. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it was Coda. Yeah, which he should have. That's his.
Bread and butter.
Yeah.
yeah.
That in Germany.
But was it a mechanical failure?
Nah, he crashed into the back straight, lost the front end.
Mm.
That was one of the most dominant, seasons of all time.
So Rin. Oh, that's right. The end of the straight. Then Rins won.
Yeah, on the Suzuki.
Mm.
Bet Rossi.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no one's done more for the sport than Rossi, but for being so charismatic. And
Yeah.
he kind of led the way for like helmet designs
Yeah.
and all that stuff and really showing your character.
No,
Not
Rossi's the king.
oh, he's amazing. He's
Marquez
amazing.
hasn't done nearly as much for the sport.
No, you're right. He's provided amazing racing and great, controversy. Which I
Oh,
love.
for sure.
But I still think he's got the most natural talent. I just think that guy's just incredible. The way he saves bikes, or just dominates the like. When has there been such a, from maybe 2017 onwards, 2016, there's been so many killers in a grid, where back in 2000 maybe 7 and 8, there was 4 riders.
Yeah.
And no one else was winning.
Yeah.
And now it's even more. This is exaggerated again. There's 10 riders that can win. The KTM boys, your Puglia boys.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, take your
all
pick.
the Ducatis.
Yeah, the top.
Anyone's in for it.
Yamaha can't win.
But all the Q2 boys can win. Or yeah.
Yeah.
You get to that top thing, you can definitely give it a shot. So
Well, look at Pecco. Jerez, he went through Q1, Q2,
yeah.
and then won the race.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah. Thanks very much.
Yeah. You see that a fair bit though now. The last
Sometimes it's
probably
more
4
an
or 5 years.
advantage, especially if it's like a dry
Yeah.
track.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, you get to know the conditions, 100%.
Yeah.
I remember once, I think it was in Jerez, Morbidelli had to go through Q1 that year, 2020,
Yeah.
on the Petronas, and he genuinely took the piss. He did 2 laps. He did his out lap and a quali lap, and
Yep.
went back into the pits and went straight from Q1 to Q2. And then I
I
think he
remember
still,
that.
I think he put it on pole by the end of it, or
Yeah,
he was
I
at
think-
least on the top 3.
I think
boss.
I remember that.
It was genuine, like,
Morbidelli is his peak.
yeah, exactly.
Can he
Didn't
get
last
back
very
there?
long.
I don't know.
Not on the Yamaha anyway.
I think he's cooked after that injury.
Yeah, it's true.
That's the things you don't know, like those mental side,
Yeah.
physical side. You just don't know.
Well, look at Martin. He came out all guns blazing in his rookie year. Got a bit injured, came back, killed it. Got injured again, and it wasn't until this weekend
Yeah.
he sort of broke that barrier.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. He looked good. He looked actually really good.
I like the way
actually
he
swapped
rides.
him out of the MotoGP fantasy team because he was just either crashing or
I
finishing.
know, I did the same spilling.
Yeah.
I'd love to party with him.
He looks like
He was rocking.
he could party. Some of these photos of him in Mexico.
Oh,
Yeah, gets on it.
I'd love to. I'd love to know what they're feeding him through that drink tap in his race suit, because he's peaking after a race.
Oh, yeah.
He's beaming.
Yeah, his eyes wide open and something else.
But it's good to see him hit some form anyway.
Hopefully Wada's testing him.
Andre Iannone.
Yeah.
Oh.
Speaking about him, he's been seen it around the ranch actually a little bit lately.
Okay.
With
Still rate him. Still rate him as a rider.
Yeah, he did some crazy stuff.
Yeah, hit a seagull.
Hit a seagull, took out his teammate a lot.
Yeah.
He won on the Ducati in
Their first-
Austria.
Yeah.
First race win in a long time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
since Stoner.
Yeah. It was a 1-2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Then they had 4 races or 5 races in a row where they won
Yeah.
at Austria.
Loves his modelling, but don't know about
Oh.
that. Seems a bit self-obsessed. Maybe a bit
Just a
Jorge
touch.
Lorenzo.
It's good to see Jonas Folger back as well because he had a terrible illness, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's basically stopped his career.
Yeah, because I think he came second at Sachsenring. Behind Marquez one year.
Yeah.
And he looked like he was going to be a star, and then obviously just didn't.
On the Tech 3.
Yeah. I used to love that bike. It was the best, wasn't it? Tech 3 livery. Oh, that was a great livery.
Yeah.
There's been some good ones, hasn't there? Through
Oh,
the years.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's all about the Camel Rossi. I love that livery. That's my favourite.
The cigarettes just did it the best.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
reckon. You know, let's bring back let's make a petition. Let's bring back the cigarettes.
Bring back the alcohol.
Should
and
be a
booze.
vape sponsor.
Probably wouldn't be far off at these days.
I really like the Jordan 9091 Jordan 7-Up and the F1
That's
livery.
cool.
Yeah, I used to love that. That's my
That's
favourite
cool.
livery.
There's so many iconic ones now. Like you
Yeah.
got the Repsol that's just had so many world champions
Yeah.
and different riders.
Of course you went for them. Yeah.
Easy one.
I really liked
They're like a Porsche 911, the Repsol livery. It doesn't change throughout the years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Legit.
Stays exactly the
it's
same.
exactly the same. I really like the Goulars Rossi Yamaha, that
Yep.
blue, or
Yeah,
say
I
like
love
Go.
that. Yeah.
That was a sick one as well. Very cool.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
loved Kevin Schwantz's Lucky Strike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something about that.
Classic.
Classic.
All the Marlboro ones over
Yeah.
the year. Even like Biaggi's Yamaha was Marlboro.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
cool.
Red.
Melandri's Spider-Man Honda. That was
Yeah.
kind of cool.
In modern times, I love the Aprilia.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah,
love
it
the
was
fluoro. The fluoro. When they had the fluoro wings. I don't think they've got that anymore.
It's
No.
No.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
it's probably the best looking bike on the grid in my opinion. Is that Aprilia?
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
it looks fucking dope.
Yeah,
That looks really, really nice.
Yeah.
I don't know.
KTM's nice. Ducati's good. Like they're all.
Just get rid of the wings and all that
Yeah.
Stegosaurus rear wing
Yeah.
things and.
Well, KTM's got that bloody box.
I know it's crazy.
Yeah.
weird.
I don't
Because
like
I
that.
think Pedrosa was testing at Jerez and they just went with it, didn't they?
Yeah, how good was that though? Seeing him back there, what a
so
legend!
good.
I know, and he
So
topped
good.
FP1.
Yeah.
And everyone wanted him to win that race.
Oh,
Yeah, it was awesome.
The best to do it without winning a title.
Yeah.
Danny Pedrosa.
The best ever. Yeah, you have to say.
Yeah.
yeah.
But he was pretty unstoppable on his day.
Yeah, just again
Injuries.
collarbone.
Simoncelli.
Simoncelli.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Yeah,
That's a sad one. Would have been interesting to see what would have happened if he was around.
Yeah, him and Marquez on the same
Yeah, I
bike.
reckon that would have been a good battle.
Yeah.
That would have been awesome.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
as aggressive as each other.
Yeah, I was going to say that would have ended in tears for both of them, I reckon.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
yeah. Imagine him on the grid now. That'd be awesome. That would be awesome.
He was such a nice dude too. I met him when I was a kid
Yeah.
Oh,
at
that's
Phillip
cool.
Island at Pino's. And
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
we love Pino's.
yeah, what a joint.
Yeah, great
Institution.
joint. Yeah.
Institution.
And he was walking out, and I was like, "Oh my god, can I have a photo?" This was 250 days,
Yeah.
and his manager or whoever was with him was like, "No, no, no," and he basically told him to get stuffed.
Yeah.
And he's like, "No, I'm having a photo." Like,
Oh, that's cool.
yeah, he was so nice.
Rosa would be getting in the photos. Wouldn't she? She loves a photo down there.
She does.
We went to Phillip Island this year. We got down there on the Wednesday. We went to dinner at Pino's Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night. Did we go Sunday night?
I think we-
no
yeah.
Wing Hose on Sunday.
Oh,
night.
that's how we did
Yeah,
Wing Hose.
we had to. We
No,
couldn't
change
have,
it up.
I couldn't have another Capricosa.
But we were there on the Wednesday and Thursday.
It was
It
awesome.
was a time to go.
Yeah.
We were eating around all the KTM
Yeah.
boys.
The Wednesday was one of the
that's
best
nice.
nights.
Yeah, all like Paul Spargo
Yeah.
was in. All the GP riders were in there, just
That's
sitting
it.
down eating. I think we saw. We
The
saw
waitress
just
was so
about
happy
every
to see us
rider.
because she thought we were part of a team or something.
Yeah, we're all in the factory gear.
Yeah.
That's so awesome.
Little do they know,
Yeah, little did they know.
That's
we're
weird.
just alcoholics. Weekend.
Who love a good wood-fired
Pasta for
pizza?
Joel, yeah.
Can't beat it.
I can't beat it.
But there's
But you know what? It wouldn't be good for you going to those places because Mama cooks better at home anyway. So
Oh, it's right for the pizza. So we don't typically do
True,
pizza
don't
at home.
have the wood fire.
Yeah.
Mm.
So that might be something I invest in after when this takes off.
Yeah. Yes.
Bit of a kickback. But that was funny you saying you were part of a team. They thought you were part of a team. When I was at Supers this week, I was lucky enough to roll around with Brian Starring for a little bit here and there. And we went into the showy tent and Laura Spaz was there.
Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah.
And he's a pretty cool dude. And obviously dapped up Brian saying hello and that. And he must have thought I was someone that I
That's
would
cool.
definitely not. And he full dapped me up and asked me how many days and all this kind of stuff. I'm like, I'll take it, but I'm definitely not who you think I am.
That's
cool. Did you say, can you see me squeezing into one of these suits?
Fake it till you make it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. No, that was cool, though.
That's a cool
But
experience.
they're all pretty nice dudes
Yeah.
when you meet them.
Yeah. Supers is more laid back again.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You know, MotoGP
Yeah, I was
is
spewing. We
pretty-
couldn't get down to the Supers this year.
It was a good weekend away. Got
Yeah.
to meet Nicolo Bulliger as well. Got
Yeah.
a knee slider off him,
Yeah,
which
that
was
was a
cool.
Oh,
cool
that's a
thing.
cool story.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so hit him up through the work Instagram, Dionysi Melbourne. And
Shout out.
Shout out Dionysi Melbourne.
Yep.
So, yeah, he's a sponsored athlete through them, and he's been reposting us and stuff, so I thought, shoot the shot.
Yep.
And, yeah, he was super receptive of it, invited us back after the race, got into the little sort of hut that they stay in, and yeah, it was just bonkers. I couldn't believe, for a guy that's in World Supersport who's not Dionysi's top athlete, the amount of gear he had.
Yeah.
15, 20 pairs of boots, 15, 20 pairs of gloves.
Crazy.
6, 7 helmets, 6, 7 suits. Yeah, unreal. But yeah, he was super nice. Got the race-winning sliders.
Yep.
So got to throw them up at work. And he even invited us back to go look at the bike afterwards, but unfortunately it was already packed away. But yeah, super hospitable. Really nice
That's
dude.
an awesome story.
Yeah, it's so cool.
Yeah,
And
shout
get
out
the
Nicolo
slider out of
Bulliger.
him.
You'll remember
Yeah.
that for the rest of your life.
100%. It's
Yeah.
little things like that that make the weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just getting to kick it with those boys. It was really, really cool.
Yeah, it's so mad. Well, we had a mate. Shit, what's his name?
Gianni.
Gianni.
Jeez, come on.
Gianni.
We miss you, Gianni. You Italian stallion.
Italian stallion. He was probably Rossi's biggest fan.
Australians, whoever lived in Australia, he has to be close. Yeah.
Yeah.
Has to be close. Like, he was obsessed.
Obsessed
Yeah, right
with him. And do like crazy stuff like, we're snobs. Like, we drive down the Philippines. He was like catching the bus.
He was staying at like a halfway house in bunk beds.
Oh, no way.
Getting to the track at 5 a.m. in the morning. Didn't
Yeah.
leave till like 6 or 7 o'clock at night.
Later.
Yeah.
But because he spoke Italian, it's even better if you speak Spanish in the pits. Because he's gone there for so many years and just sees the same people. Like,
Yeah.
after I think Rossi won that year in Phillip Island, he was in his pit garage, sitting on his bike, holding the trophy.
No way.
Like, just gets into all these places that we can only dream of. Just, and Alex, because he just speaks Italian, kind of knows the guys.
Yeah.
Away you go.
Yeah, absolutely. That was the first thing I actually said to my old man. I got on the phone. I was like, dude, I got to brush up on my Italian. I'm like,
Yeah, you get you into places, 100%.
Superbikes, it's all Italian. Funnily
Yeah.
enough.
A lot of the teams are Italian run, aren't they?
They are in supers, yeah.
Yeah.
Supersport and Superbikes. So I was like, yeah, I need to get on this because it'll definitely get you into some cool places for
Yeah.
sure. But that's one for next year. How to speak Italian for dummies.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure you'll be right, mate. You'll get a couple of words going.
Yeah, pasta fagioli.
Buongiorno, come stai?
Yeah,
That's all you need.
absolutely.
Exactly.
So Imola next week.
Yes, yeah.
Got the big upgrade from Merck.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to do much, though. I still see Verstappen winning.
That's your tip.
Verstappen winning. Smokey for the weekend. I'm going to say Sonoda top 8.
Ooh,
He's been consistent.
He's been finishing 10th or 11th every
Yeah.
race.
little Yuki.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
Loves a swear word.
Oh,
Yeah, you'll fucking God.
The most Japanese accent I've ever heard.
might need to work on that.
Yuki, if you're out there, if you can teach him Japanese, that'll be great.
Maybe a beep would be good.
Yeah, we'll get that next.
Yeah,
next
just in case your parents are watching.
in case the kids are on here.
Yeah.
James, what are you thinking?
Definitely Verstappen. I'm going to be boring.
Yeah.
And it's going to be Perez second, and I'm going to be boring, and Alonso third. I just don't think it's going to change.
Yeah, fair game.
Any Smokey?
Lando Norris, top 6.
Wow.
Good call.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very good call. I think it's hard to look past Max.
Yeah, definitely.
Max 1, Perez 3. I'm going to throw, not that I'm a massive rap for him, but Lewis Hamilton in second. I just hope that upgrade does something. I hope there's a bit of a battle. It'd be good to see that again. And I reckon Gasly top 5.
Yeah,
I like Pierre.
Hamilton can't do any worse than last year. He actually got lapped by.
I remember
Verstappen.
that. Yeah. And he was
How would you
he was
feel?
loving that.
Yeah.
Verstappen.
Yeah.
No, we're in. we're in for an absolute belter, I think. So should be good fun.
Tom just had a voice crack. So.
Yeah.
That's probably a good note just to wrap it up, I reckon.
Yeah.
I think so. Thank you very much, boys.
Jump
And
on
we'll,
motorsportrepublica.com for some more stuff.
When the website releases, it hasn't released yet.
like the launch of the teas.
Yeah, the apparel and the teas coming soon,
Yeah.
so watch your space.
Absolutely. Thanks, boys, and we'll catch you after
Yeah.
Imola.
Thanks,
Thanks, guys.
guys.
Cheers.
Beautiful.